As in, don't get me wrong, happy was happy. I was always happy. But happy was not always happy, or I was not always happy. Confused. Now let's go back to this thing actually. Why don't we look at the book itself? Isn't it? Because I actually have made a book called Happy. That's my book. And you see a small silhouette of a that came later on. You see the anchor? Okay, that's my naval background. And that is the smile of a clown. And that's happy. And happy has got a lot of things to share with you. Even right now. All out? Yeah. So happy, like any other book. A little louder? Sure man, why not? So happy again has got various things about him. The genesis, how happy came into being. I'll explain everything. The what others call FAQs, I call hows and whys. My backbone. Happiness, according to me, is a concept. What is inside happy? What makes him tick? Keepsake, things that will always remain with me in my life. And the place to start with, what came before this phase, the preface. Right? So the preface is where actually we start. 1961, February 13th. A small child was born, a male child, that's me. Okay. Even before he was officially christened as Praveen, people had already started calling him Pintu, thanks to my mom. Okay, so Pintu didn't get registered for obvious reasons. Fortunately, unfortunately, I don't know. Praveen got registered in the records book. So Praveen Vinayak Tulpule, that's my name. That's the reason I said happy was not always happy. I was not always happy because I was Praveen earlier. And I was Pintu also. And Pintu was the fun part, always there, and that is how the slow genesis took place. Like everybody else, I had a nice childhood. Like I'll say most of us like. Yeah, please, sir, please. We just about started. In the right place.
Should I close the video card?
Yeah, that's correct.
You don't get to use any more of your props, so you can come in middle and everyone will
This one. This is better actually. So why don't you sit down? Here there's one chair. Here there's a chair. There is another chair. Perfect. Otherwise there is one more over here.
Come here.
So somewhere around the age of 30, Praveen started collecting magic tricks. Most of us, somewhere or the other, especially boys, always want to become magicians. At least do some tricks. There's always an uncle or aunt, somebody who gives you a magic box. Nothing like that happened to me. Somebody took me to a magic shop, and in 1974, we bought magic stuff worth 20 rupees. Magician Praveen was born. Immediately. Simple. Idea was to fool people. Idea was to show that I am smarter than you. I'll show you exactly what I did. Do not believe me. I always carry that stuff with me because that is how happy was born. I would show them a card and say this is 1, and I would just flip it over and say it has turned to 4, and then I would flip it over and say it has turned to 3, and then I would flip it over and that turned to 6, and everybody would be so happy. A small child of 13 years doing this was a big feat. Everybody was happy. And because I was happy that I fooled them, I would offer to do it once again. You see, I have got 1, I flip it over, it becomes 4, I flip it over, it becomes 3, I flip it over, it becomes 6. More happiness, second time, third time, fourth time. By the end of the day, they would get bored. I would not, because I was fooling them. And I thought I was making friends, but I was making enemies. So next time they saw me, they said, please stay away. Both of you, 1, 3, 4, 6, whatever you're doing, no, enough. So I had to graduate beyond that. Fooling people was not the solution. Nobody likes a person who's one up. Nobody likes to be made a fool of in public. And especially, grown up doesn't want to be fooled by a junior guy, bacha. So then you get labeled as a brat and you're not welcome. So I had to go somewhere beyond that. And what was actually happening is by repeatedly breaking the rules of magic. In magic, you show a magic trick and after that you keep quiet. You don't again show it and again show it and again show it. You'll catch me, right? That's not the idea. So what you do is you stay put after the first show. But I was so much involved in fooling people, I forgot that I'm breaking the basic cardinal rules of magic. I would show this. Actually, they started realizing that I'm just covering this up to say this is 1 and I'm covering this up to say this is 3. There's no big magic in it. I would do this and say it is 1. I would show this and automatically I say 3. Before even you start counting, I say 3. I would put that in your mind. This is 3. 1, 2, 3. Same thing I would do here. I would say this is 4 and before even you start thinking about it, I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Creating an illusion. Okay. This was not actually going to work nicely because they would see it through it. This or this, this or this. How long could I continue to fool them? So I had to come up with an idea where I could cover this up and show them it is 1. I could cover this up and say it is 2, but they were not happy, so I had to actually show them that no, it is actually 3. And then I'm taking it one step ahead. Exactly, that's what happens. Now people start realizing that no, this is not that. This is it. If I cover it up, this becomes 4 and this is 6. But unless I show them there are actually 6 pips there, it is not going to impress them. That is how magician Praveen became more popular. So now he was making people think. Magician Praveen went to a stamp maker and got a stamp made with actually said Magician Praveen, very cursive writing. And then everybody had it. I mean the stamp. Anything that was in my reach was being stamped as Magician Praveen. Nothing. No envelope, no school book, no textbook, nothing was spread. Even my friends' textbooks I would stamp. Chance Miller, mark. Magician Praveen, come on, don't you see? So simple. Praveen continued, joined the Navy, 1983, continued, met nice people, continued this, nurturing this hobby called magic. But it was always trying to fool people. It was not spreading happiness or making people smile or something. It was just showing, I can do this, you cannot. See, I'm smart. So at a particular, up to a particular level, people accept it. After that, they don't want you in a party because you're showing off, right? I continued this. I started wearing makeup and everything just to give me a little change. And somewhere in 99, 2000, I was invited to perform for a birthday, not a birthday party, it was actually get together for cancer patients, kids. As usual, lot of hangama, halla gulla, we danced, we played, we had cake and wafers and sandwiches, typical stuff. A couple of days later, the newspaper published a small picture of me in costume and the child, one child was there with me and so happy. A naval officer's picture being posted or published those days, or even today for that matter, was a big thing. We didn't have Facebook or WhatsApp, so I actually laminated it and circulated it all over my office. Because I was doing it gratis, I was not collecting money for it. It was okay. I was a government officer. 2 days later, the same gentleman who had called me up again to say, you saw that picture in the paper? I said, yes. He said, remember the child? I said, yes. He said, the child is no more. Make-A-Wish Foundation and VCare, I think they were in collaboration for that event, and this child, this poor child, had one wish in his entire list of wishes, to meet a joker. That is how we met, and he was encouraged to come and meet me and dance around with me. 2 things happened. Sadness, happiness. Sadness that had I perhaps not met him or he not met me, this would not have happened. It would have delayed. His going away would have been delayed. Happiness that at least one person there was in this world to whom I could give something and give him happiness. That is the day Happy was born actually. So it was Praveen and Pintu almost simultaneously coming into this thing. 95 when I came to Bombay, I joined a group of people called Society of Indian Magicians. Now just think of it. I changed my name from Pintu to Pinto. Because if you are having your child's birthday party at home or an event and you have a choice between Magician Praveen and Magician Pinto, whom would you call? Pinto. Logically. That's how we work, culture. So Praveen got shelved. Pinto came into being. Pinto got shelved. Happy came into being. So they were actually in this small body, 5 feet 8 inches. There was Praveen, there was Pinto, there was Happy, there was their dad, there was the brother, there was the husband, there were hundreds of other things. People thought I was going mad. Multiple split or personality disorder and perhaps beyond that, right? So many things. It's so confusing. I'll actually show it to you how it would have worked, and it is so different. Imagine this is the genesis, Praveen and Pinto. So Praveen and Pinto was a very logical thing. Praveen was born and Pinto was also there. What happened somewhere in between is that Pinto became Pinto. Getting my point? Pinto became Pinto, but Pinto was also there with Praveen. This was so confusing. People really thought I have lost my marbles. Worst thing was when Happy was born, this was Happy with a red nose. So Happy was in connection with everybody. Happy was there with him, he was there with him, he was there with him always. So this was something that people were not ready to accept. And perhaps they thought Pinto and Praveen had lost. No, it was still there. There came a time when somebody actually told me that you will break. And you'll have a nervous breakdown. That's what happened actually. There was actually no connection for a time being. But then no, we had to work harder together. And have you heard about pulling strings? So instead of pulling strings, I started pushing strings like this. And then I re-established the connection between Pinto and Praveen and Happy. Where is Happy? This is not Happy. This is Happy. Oh, the red nose is Happy. I'm a clown. I get so confused. Now I've confused you also. That was the idea anyway. So with so many personalities to play around, I had to decide upon one thing. So I decided everything goes to the back. Happy, the clown remains. So that is the genesis that we are talking about. How Praveen became Pinto to Pinto. How and why? Idea was to make people happy. Idea was not to make people zapped, to get them curious as to how does he do it. Idea was to make people go back with a feeling of happiness that I enjoyed my half an hour with him. I don't know how he did, I don't know what he did. Even if he did not do magic, it doesn't matter. I spent my time nicely. That was the idea. And that is how we started. That spread happiness, give. How? Why? Simple. How? By making a face like this painted, it actually gives me a facade, a mask to play around, to play pranks in a very healthy way and get away with it. If he was to do the same thing that I am doing in a mall or an atrium in a normal clothes, they'll call the security. Right? But if I am like this, they will accept it. If I don't do it, they'll call the security. But if I do it, they'll not call the security. So it gives me a persona to perform. Like I was talking to somebody, it gives me a, I'll not say attention deficit because that's a wrong word, but I grab eyeballs immediately. Wherever I am, standing like this, or even some of you who have not seen my shoes, you see my shoes and I automatically, okay, there's something to be seen here. Initially what I need is I need to gather the crowd. After that I'll play around with them. And if I'm playing up to them, it's happiness. That is how and why. Why do I do this otherwise? No sane person in his right frame of mind would do this. But then I'm a clown. I'm not qualifying anything. Okay, so how and why? Do I actually need to do this? No, not really. To make people happy, you don't have to be a clown. There's so many hundreds and thousands of people who spread happiness without being clowns. On your routine bus journey every day, look at the bus driver or the conductor when you're getting off, and if you can tap him on the shoulder, so much the better. If you can't, you look into his eyes and say, "Sir, thank you so much." And see the reaction. You get into aircraft, that guy who's tearing off the tabs, he is not even looking at you, he just sees, I don't even know whether he actually sees what he's reading. Okay, he just has to make it appear that for the camera that he's reading something. Pause and say thank you. Have a nice day and walk. and then turn and see the expression. The air hostess, namaste sir, namaste sir. It's so mechanical for her. But you say, hey, hello, good morning, depending on the time. And see how she feels, how she feels. You're giving her happiness without actually spending anything. And she will always remember you. Right? We tip in hotels. I have stopped tipping in hotels. Not because I'm too confused. I am confused, of course. Not that I'm not confused, but I'm not too confused. Imagine you're seeing, you park your car through a valet. You gone, you finish your business, you come out, that can give you a ticket. You come, you hand over the ticket, your car is there. You get inside the car, you look around. Because he's expected to be waiting there. Okay, you look around, you find something in your pouch or pocket, you pull out that 10 rupee note, not 20, 10 is okay. You brought the car from there to here. Why should I pay more? He's getting paid anyway. You crumple it and you shake hands with him. You don't even look at him because then he will look at you. That's okay. He'll look at you like that, right? You just give it to him and you want to run away from there quickly. General tendency. Some people might be giving 50 or 100 also. I don't. But what do I do now? I give out a chocolate. 10 rupees, 15 rupees, depending on what I have in my bag. And then I don't have to feel shy. I can actually take it out from my pocket and give it to that person. He doesn't have to feel shy and put it in his pocket immediately. He can show it off. He can flaunt it. He can eat it. And he doesn't have to share it with anybody. Normal tip that you would give would go to the pool and then it would get shared. He's done his job. You've given him a chocolate. He's happy. That is the concept of happiness coming next to it. What is the concept of happiness that I feel? My concept. There's something called expectation. There's something called satisfaction, which follows happiness. What you expect from me will decide whether you will be happy with me or not. But to give you that happiness and satisfaction, first of all, am I equipped? Do I have the wherewithal to make you happy, to give what you desire? Everybody. Even if I have, do I want to do it? Why should I do it? Is there a win-win situation for me also? Why would I do something to make you happy? Come on, let's be fair. Right? I'm not going to do it. Unless it makes me happy also. Either in my pocket or in my heart. So your happiness is now dependent on me, whom you're not too sure whether he'll deliver for whatever reason. So what do? You reduce your expectations or you have a zero expectation level. Zero expectation level is ideal that way because anything you get is bonus, 100% profit. But that doesn't work. Nobody works without an expectation. So I suggest that keep your expectations low. See the capacity and the capability of the person who can deliver. And then, so what do I do in my shows? If a client calls me up and we decide, I'll charge a fee. I overcharge initially, go overboard, come down, and then if he says 30 minutes, I give him 45 minutes without him asking for it. But then I play the fool also. I know my bag is packed for 45 minutes. So around 30-35 minutes, 1 or 2 effects still left in my bag, I will ask the host, do we still have time? He's enjoying, his kids are, yeah, please go, we still have time. He will not tell me that. That is also what happens. Yeah, it happens, see. So, I promised for 30 minutes, you already 35 minutes, and if I ask him, do we have time, he's going to say, please continue, karo, achhe bachche log enjoy karo. Doesn't realize that I already know it's beyond 30 minutes. I'm just giving him the control to make him feel that he's fooling me. Right? What do? We're actually giving him the control to do that. This one also is such a funny thing to do. We call it spring in the box. Everybody knows jack in the box and spring in the box. Very simple thing to do. You just have to put it back into this. This is the expectation. What is the expectation? That I will put this back inside here, shut it down and it's such a simple thing. Anybody can do this. You just have to take. I said anybody, not a clown. Had I given this initially before it sprung open by accident, had I given it to him to open, and he would have opened it, all of us would have had a laugh. and we would have laughed at him actually, indirectly. He doesn't even know. And then I would have played the fool of trying to pack it back and not being able to pack it back. I'm taking the load off him, the heat off him. People initially thought he's being stupid, but now they realize this child is more stupid. He can't even do a simple job. What have I done? I've diverted the attention from him and given you a target to laugh at. But this is a guy, he's dressed like this. This is the whole thing he can do. He can't go beyond this. He can't put the snake back in the box. We all love to laugh at the guy who slips and falls. But when we do that, when we laugh, see, when we do laugh at the person who slips and falls, we also try not to look into his eyes. Right? Or we nudge our partner, whoever is next to us, and see what they care. But we not look at him because we know what is happening and we know he's looking around for sure who's looking at me. If I have fallen on you, looked at me, I will not have the guts to look at you again. The best is don't look at him so that you give him a little space to maneuver himself and come back to this. So instead of doing all those things, I give you the target. Come, big man, big bag side. Target, laugh at me. No problem. This is my concept of happiness. Give more than you can or more than is expected, and if I have to be happy, I reduce my expectations. Works differently with different people, but this is the ground of stuff. That happens. Where do we go next? My favorite. This is a chapter I can keep writing on and on and on and on and on and still not get bored about. What is inside happy? Inside happy. 10, 12 years back, we met a group of people, very young group of people, some of them perhaps 2/3 of his age. Today, some of them perhaps half of his age. The group is called Toy Bank. It's a beautiful people, it's a beautiful group. I'm so proud that I call myself Happy Toy Bank. Happy continues. I have got myself adopted to the family called Happy Toy Bank. What do they do? What do we do? Nothing. Nothing that does not bring a smile to a child's face, especially a child who doesn't have a toy to play with. Instead of asking the child to play with stones and sticks and cigarette packets and bottle caps, here we collect toys which are usable, which are not the cult type, no guns, no daggers, no violent toys, no Barbie toys, but something that is educative or at least physical. Get it, clean it, put it together, wrap it up, classify gender-wise, age-wise, identify a community with the people, go there, and it's not just, okay, we got toys and we give it to you. No. Along with that comes a program of sensitization for the parents, for the community, so that they don't feel that this is a place where people dump their toys and we in turn dump it to somebody else. We do not get dump toys. We just do this for the sake of being happy. It's a wonderful group. It's on the net also, toybank.org. And I'm so proud that I call myself Happy Toy Bank. What is inside me more? I have to always remember because there's so many inside. I go to hospitals, play with kids there, cancer kids especially. I don't know, somehow whenever you say hospitals, the hospital administration generally takes you only to cancer ones or serious patients. They should take you to other patients also. Everybody needs to be happy. Everybody has a right to be happy. But somehow that is the stereotype. A clown is only for kids. A clown is only for kids' birthday parties. No, a clown is for everybody. I go to corporate offices to entertain as a clown. So there they get a target and they know if you can talk to them, it can be very intellectual talk and humorous also. You don't always have to just wriggle your hips and make them laugh. There's more to humor than that. So Dr. Laugh-A-Lot is a character I have developed, which fools around with children. If you notice, if you go to a hospital, excuse me sir, suppose he is the patient. I hope you never fall sick ever. There's no point me saying, hey, how are you? If he was good, he's not going to be there. Right? So what do? I have to break the ice somewhere. I say, hey, what happened? Why did the doctor call you? Is he okay? Is the doctor okay? Then that chap starts smiling. He says, okay, I am okay. The doctor is not well. That's the reason I have been called here. We call the nurse. Hey nurse, what happened to you? Why did you call my junior doctor here? So it breaks the entire scene. It makes the thing a little lighter Because I am not a medical doctor. I cannot take their pain away. I cannot take the disease away. But I can attempt to make those 5 minutes pleasurable and make them forget about things. That is the idea. Doctor laugh a lot. I laugh a lot. What do? We distribute balloons, we distribute some toys which are age appropriate, and depending on the child's mobility, we hand over the toy to him. It's basically just spending those 5-10 minutes happily with them. Full on with the nurses in a very positive way. No, not that way. No, not that way. I said that. Okay, and it's good. Again, the problem with hospitals is they allow you to come somewhere around 14th of November, somewhere around Christmas, and one more cardinal day in their diary, the trustees' father's or mother's or grandfather's birthday. These only 3 days out of 365 days are marked for happiness. But when you talk to the doctors and administrators, they say, yes, happiness, laughter the best medicine, endorphins, feel good factor. But when you approach them, can I come next week? I'll check. I think I've got a conference happening. I think I'll tell you that. You ask him next week, no, actually we've got an inspection coming up from the BMC. So every week there's something here there. 14 November, they will call you. Why don't you come over? So that prototype, that stereotype has to be broken. Clown only for kids has to be broken. So that is what is inside happy, and there is one more happy, who is happy uncle, who with toy bank or without toy bank goes to slums, goes to orphanages. Happy uncle also goes to old age homes. Idea is just spend time with them. That's all. If there is a spark you find in one of the children there, teach him a little funny thing. It's very interesting. I could teach you something. Everybody's got a spark. You want to learn some magic? It's so nice. See, I'll show you this. You say 1, you can join me afterwards. Say 1, say 2, and say 2. Okay, and you say 1, 2. No, not now. Say 1, 1, 2, 2, 2. You say 1, 2, and the fingers jump across. It's so interesting. You want to try? You can try it out right now. It's very interesting. I'm telling you, really. So please go ahead. I'll show you exactly. You say 1 with the back of your hand showing, and 2 with the back of your hand showing now. Yes, ma'am, go ahead. Yes, you can do it. It's very easy. It's very easy. And then you say 1, and you say 2, and you bang, bang, and the fingers jump across. At times, if you're not very quick, the finger falls down. You pick it up and put it back again. It is so simple. It is so simple. That is, see, everybody is happy now. Everybody is laughing. That's the idea. Don't take myself seriously. I don't take myself seriously anyway. Why should you take me too seriously? No way. And that is again a concept of happiness. Do not take yourself too seriously. Life is too short. I have got keepsakes. Are the things that are permanently locked in my mind. Can never be erased, and I don't want them to be erased. Of course, my mom, never to be erased. The cancer child, because that is where happy took birth. First my mom gave me birth, then the cancer child gave birth to happy. So these two people are the people I would never want to forget in my life. Third is a happy mom from Bangalore, who came on stage after I had performed in one of the Times shows. They have a annual festival. So after I was just walking off, she said, hold on, wait. And do you know who's the best cook in the world?
Rice. Mom. Rice.
Sorry?
The rice.
Rice.
Rice. Mom. The guys you say. Best cook.
Who's the best cook in the world? Mom. My mom. Right? How do you know my mom? So actually, yeah, that is how I try to connect. Basically, because I deal with children who are of an impressionable age, I don't have to tell them something else, that Australians or English or French are the best cooks. I tell them your mom is the best cook, because she knows exactly what is your need, depending on your family, your background, your school, your activities, and of course the budget. Right? So, and I always tell them I listen to my mom. I have a glass of milk before I leave because my mom says so. I have a banana in the morning because my mom says so. I try and bring mom most of the time in my talks or my act also. So this lady had a fussy eater at home, her child. And she started using this, that you met Happy? You remember what Happy had said? He listens to his mom. You like Happy? So then you should listen to your mom. And over the last 2 years, the child had absolutely transformed. She was, so that is something that, okay, apart from that cancer kid, I could influence somebody else. That is, these are some things that, okay, very interesting thing. I was performing in Pune. So I have a habit of trying to call all my friends and relatives wherever I am performing, so that they can also enjoy and see what funny and stupid things I do. So there were these kids from my family, my third generation actually, my niece's kids. So they were, one of them knew it is me, the rest of them were not told it is me, otherwise they would have started shouting Pintu Mama right from the beginning. Okay. So I'm performing, I'm trying to avoid eye contact with them because I know if I look at them, they might, the voice I can't disguise so much, face I can. So the younger one nudges the older one and says, is that Pintu Mama? The older one knows. And she says, no, he's at home. Don't worry, he's not here. After 5-10 minutes, this girl says, no, I think he's Pintu Mama. He says, no, I told you, this younger one is not convinced. She goes to her mom, my Bhanji. And she says, I think it is Pintu Mama, but now I'm worried. 5-year-old, 6-year-old girl telling her mom that I'm worried. She says, what happened? He says, it's okay. But does he even know he's Pintu Mama? So she thought that I have actually lost my memory and everything because I was not recognizing her. I was not giving eye contact to her. So she thought I have blanked out. So that is one incident is in my keepsake. I will never forget that. That yes, I can lose myself so much that I can actually lose myself. That is in a nutshell. I forgot to tell you something here. I think I skipped it. The backbone. Apart from my kids and my family, of course, there are two backbones that I have. Toy Bank is a backbone for me because with them I work. Not these days I don't work so often as I would love to. But yeah, that is the backbone. That is the platform where I get to meet people, interact people, and that gives me a showcase also. And of course, there's another similar group of people called Hemophilia Association. So I work with them. Basically, it's spreading awareness. I'm not a doctor, like I said, so I really can't do much. But really, these two people are the people with whom I work regularly as far as possible. My kids are my biggest support today because people of 50 and plus will agree with me. If you have to post something on Facebook today, you have to take your daughters or sons approval. Facebook may approve it, but your son or daughter has to accept it. I am different, so don't worry about me. But for my get-ups, I have to clear it from my color coordinator, who is my daughter, and my content coordinator, who is my son. Baba, this will not work. Because I know he is of the current age. He knows what will sell. My daughter is, of course, from the events and media side, so she can tell me what colors will go, what themes will go, what fonts will go, what communication will go. So these are my backbones, and for a change, when I stepped out of the white uniforms into this funny, outlandish stuff, these were the two people who actually supported me. They didn't know what I was walking into because I left the Navy at 17 and a half years. I had to actually just put in the 2.5 years of more service and I would have got a lifelong pension. But I refused to wait for that 2.5 years and I stepped out into a bigger pair of shoes. They didn't know the consequences of that. They didn't know that I might have to struggle and fight competition. They only knew they'll get to see their Baba performing more often. And in a funny way. That's my backbone. That will remain my backbone. More or less the book as of now stands here. Future I don't know, present and past I have covered. If you think I have glossed over certain pages in between and you had some thing that you perhaps just saw and couldn't read it, ask me, I will go back to that page and read it for you. Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
I just wanted to actually, if you ask me, for me, name doesn't matter. The performance, the work, that matters. Okay, so for this generation, I feel that should be more important. How does this name come into the picture? I mean, for you, for me, Mr. Praveen or Mr. Pinto, Mr. Happy.
Okay, great. For me, it was different. That unless I am happy, how can I be happy? Like I said, Praveen was not happy. In the sense, Praveen was Praveen. Happy has his own existence. So, and it gives me, I mean, you call it a stage tactic or something like that. When I say happy the clown, it makes a lot of difference. Praveen the clown makes no impact at all. Right? Like I was sharing with somebody, your birthday party, a child's birthday party, whom would you call? Magician Praveen or Magician Pinto? Pinto. Praveen doesn't get many eyeballs or doesn't get looked at even. Happy, the word itself, perhaps, I don't know English, if that was, instead of the word happy, it was a nappy, which meant happiness. I would have called myself nappy. The idea is to be what you want to be, I mean, also carry that name. So today I refuse to be unhappy in the worst of situations. Because I know that no situation will last for long. The worst of the situations will pass. So what's the point in just gloating over it or whatever you call over it and being glum and sulking over it and all? No, wait. Relax. Meet a friend who is more cheerful than you are and go ahead and celebrate life. No worries. It is so important that you don't worry about what is happening to you, what is happening to your insides. Be more worried about what you're giving out. Believe me, I actually performed the day I was divorced. Because I had made a commitment to somebody that I will come and perform at your birthday party, child's birthday party. Now if I would not have gone there, I would have disappointed that poor child who was expecting a clown's party. I would have disappointed the entire family and the entire neighborhood who was waiting for me. Now it would not be right on my part to say no, sorry, I'm going through something, because I knew what I was going through. So there's nothing to worry about. So what? Do the show. Come back. Yes, sir.
You call your book Clown in Pursuit of Happiness. Would a clown spreading happiness be more appropriate?
I take it, sir. I will take it. I take it. I should rephrase my title.
So you are actually spreading happiness. You're not searching.
I attempt to. I try to.
You are.
Thank you, sir. God bless you. Yes, sir.
So you actually do only show or you also give talk?
In the sense,
When you are performing or when you are doing a show on stage or whatever,
Yes.
you will do both or only show?
I'm a little confused.
Like
You also
said.
tell your story or
No story. When you are invited for a show, for a party,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
you will perform the show as a clown, as a magician, as everything. And at the same time, will you also give these insights to the life or you will not give?
Depends on what level of maturity and age I am performing for. If I am performing for a corporate group, I may not talk about my mom there, but I will talk about happiness. I'll talk about saying thank you to the conductor or the attendant at the airport or somewhere there, or even your own kid or daughter or your parents. So many times you're sitting on the sofa watching a TV and the remote is there. You tell yourself, hey, remote there now. You can bend and take it, but you don't want to. You see the son handy there. You take it. He will give it to you, no doubt about it. Do you say thank you? Most of us don't. He's coming from inside. You say, I'm just a chai cup, ek cup pani le gaya. He'll get it for you. Do we say thank you?
Taken for granted.
See that? Yeah, exactly. Forget everybody else. Just your maid who works for you. Say thank you to her. When she comes, you open the door, give her a smile and see the change it brings about in the way. There will be no Shivamani in your house ever. You know what Shivamani, right? The vessels banging, tang, 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 tang. It will not happen. Because then she is in a better mood. It made her happy by saying that, yes, I'd like to see you in my house in the morning.
So my question remains
Sir.
unanswered. So it's unanswered. Do you give the talk or
The
only
gyan-
the show?
No, when I'm performing, I'm just performing, but I will try and glorify either the parents or the teachers.
Okay.
I will not
Yes.
I mean, if I have to make fun of a teacher in front of the school, blasphemy. I will never do that because this entire school will lose respect for the teacher. Similarly, I will not ridicule a child on stage
Correct.
because if I call him a monkey in front of everybody, until he passes out and even in the old boys association, he'll always remain a monkey. That is not my idea. My idea is to maintain a connect and a respectable connect, a memorable connect. Different messages for different people.
answer is you deliver some message
Always,
after the show.
always.
That should be the
I mean, not only after the show, through the show,
Right.
every time.
Brilliant.
Because that is the idea. I mean,
Brilliant.
telling a child to make his bed when he gets up makes the mother happy. And the child achieves a sense of doing something, which is a very simple task of folding your bed sheet. But that's the beginning. Any unread pages? Yes, sir.
You spread happiness for others. What
I
happens?
attempt
What happens when you are unhappy? What's your source of?
That's what I said. I don't allow that. I am not a saint. I am not a saint. I do all this for a very personal.
I would disagree. You say
I-
you're
He's
doing.
Wait. No, he knows me more personally for so many years. I know why he's asking me this. Okay, so I am not a saint. I am not a person who does something for free. In the sense, I'm not talking about money. There's a very personal, selfish motive behind my trying to spread happiness, and that is when I see so many people happy, it gives me happiness in return. His question is yes, we cannot escape that inherent unhappiness that is in our lives. We do come across it, but you don't give it priority.
Those are the backstage.
If I keep worrying about it, I'll not be able to focus on what I want to do. So ideal is that will pass. Let me do this right now. Let me go and meet somebody else. Let me spread happiness. That's that. Perhaps closer. You know, there are other avenues available to not get rid of that happiness, but like I said, endorphins through what, spiritual liberation you call it? Mixing it with soda or something? But then no, a clown doesn't talk about it, so you got me, right? Yes, sir, yes, ma'am. Anything else?
Brilliant. You should put yourself on a Facebook, not on Facebook, on a YouTube.
He has.
I guess let us see.
You
Nothing, just
should put
do some,
yourself on a YouTube.
I have got some, because we are in a library and we're reading a book, these are bookmarks. They have got some scan codes which you can scan my Facebook, my Insta, and recently Bajaj made a documentary on me.
This is not you.
That's me.
Oh, you don't look like that.
That's not happy? The other side?
This is very serious man.
The other side? That's a thought.
Very, very serious man. That's better.
No, but I used to tell you.
Thank you. No, I know what he meant.
Very serious, deep thinker's face.
You can access my website. Bajaj made a recent documentary on me. It was a connect between INS Vikram, which was decommissioned, and Lieutenant Commander Tulpule, who was retired, and they connected that way. And so that one of the scan codes is for that. Happy reading. Enjoy yourself. If you think you missed out something, you got my details. Call me up, message me, and I will try and read up those pages for you.
We want to have some similar event.
Positive.
I work in a hospital and I don't want to call you on 15 November. So maybe if we can.
14 number, I'm not available
No, I
anyway.
won't call you. I'm very sure I won't call you then.
Thank you
And
so
maybe
much.
not in a pediatric ward.
I would love to go to an adult ward. I mean, in the
Yeah, I
sense,
would love to do that.
grown-ups, and everybody needs a little break. So,
Where do you live?
New Bombay Safari.
Harder.
Nice place.
60. My wife doesn't like that. We have a house, we stayed there for 6 months. It's brilliant.
Really?
Best to live in Harder.
She likes to be amongst people, perhaps.
No, she is transforming people's lives, so she has to be in Bombay. In Sagar, people don't need her.
They don't need people to transform their lives.
In Sagar, there is no people with tension and nothing. People are happy.
I'm so happy. I'm happy.
That's my general
I
reading
am
of
happy.
Sagar.
It's a nice place. Of course, it's a nice place.
No, I live there, I have a house, we go there on a weekend. It's brilliant. There is no unhappiness in Sagar.
No, there is not.
There is no crime, there is no unhappiness.
Crime is there. Yeah. The crime is way, no. The crime is so petty about, I mean, it's about chain snatching and these things.
There's no crime.
But the major crime that happens there is traffic violations. They have absolutely no regard for traffic. Basic courtesies of traffic, sorry, missing.
That's okay, part of it.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Part of it. But
So we
Sagar is
ignore.
a very beautiful place.
It is indeed, it is indeed.
Very happy.
Ah, yes.
Yes, it is very happy. I keep telling everybody. that whoever has to leave Bombay must go and
Now I know why the property rates are going up. You've been promoting Carlos.
yes, I would love to. I would.
It's a beautiful
It's
place.
a very nice place.
Beautiful place.
So you are known as Happy only as Happy? No, Praveen Happy.
Happy, Praveen, Pinto, Pinto.
So many names.
Call me anything, pay me cash, it's so simple. No, you can't call me anything, but anything else, happy, just happy. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for being here.